I used to say I was 6'1". I went to the doctor recently and he was like, maybe in shoes. He's like, you are
Nice.
6 feet. You are 6 feet.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's just
Um,
stop it there. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. He's like, you could still tell people you're 6'1". That's fine.
Yeah.
Like, really,
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
got my
Exactly.
entire life thinking that I was 6'1". Welcome to Prompt and Circumstance. I'm Ilan,
And I'm David.
and today we are going to do a first look of a new AI tool called Outbond. All right, David. On today's episode, I have been bombarded on LinkedIn with information about this new tool, Outbond. And this is supposed to be the new Vibe GTM tool, or Vibe go-to-market tool. And the founder, Christian Peverelli, has been around for a while making videos about how people can create businesses with no code, how to solve problems with AI. He has hundreds of thousands of viewers on YouTube. And so I was really interested to see what he came up with. So should we give it a try?
Yeah. Sounds good. It sounds like Outbond is a play on words on outbound, maybe.
That's right. Yeah, Outbound with James Bond because it's an agent.
I
That's what I think
see what you
anyway.
did there. Okay. Nice.
All right, Christian, we're on to you. And now a word from this week's sponsor, Querio. Have you ever lost time asking data teams for answers to your product questions? With Querio's AI agent, you simply ask those questions directly, and you'll get instant answers and beautiful visuals that will allow you to make informed decisions about your product. You can try it today by going to querio.ai and let them know that Ilan and David sent you for 2 months free. That's $1,000 value. All right, here we are on Outbond's landing page, and their hero message here is get your dream customers by chatting with AI.
I like the color palette of all this, by the way. The sky blue and the purple. So I read the other day that the whole idea of associating gradients with AI came from somebody at Microsoft who said, "Look, this is how we can just signal to the user that something is AI generated." So that was interesting to me.
That's super interesting. We should link to that in the show notes. I'd love to learn more. Basically, what they offer here is finding targeted prospects, enriching your leads, and creating personalized messages, and in general, creating entire lead gen flows out of this tool. So something similar to what we've seen Lindy, for example, being powerful at before, but really targeted to this use case rather than being a generalist tool.
Got it. And if I may pick some nits,
Please do.
I noticed that when they wrote LinkedIn, the I is lowercase as opposed to the correct way of spelling it, which is with a capital I. So maybe that is actually handwritten as opposed to written by an LLM, because an LLM would not make that kind of spelling mistake.
And to wrap up on the marketing page here, they have 3 tiers, just like is recommended in the PLG playbook, starting with a free tier at 500 credits per month and their bond agent, a $100 per month tier where you get 2,500 credits, and then an enterprise tier. So we're going to give it a try with the starter tier and see how this works.
Sounds good. So if we get a bond agent, would it be like a Daniel Craig, or would it be more like a Sean Connery?
I just hope it's not a Timothy Dalton.
Okay, yeah. I thought you were going to say Pierce Brosnan. He was all right, Pierce Brosnan.
He was fine. I loved GoldenEye. All right. So here we are in their dashboard, and pretty bog standard AI chat interface, but there are 3 approaches that they suggest. One is build me a list of marketing managers at tech companies in Austin, Texas, with 11 to 500 employees. It's a pretty big range. Second is find prospects for me based on my website. And third is create a list of senior product managers at these companies. And I'm really interested in the second approach here. So I've grabbed the link from Lovable for the site that we created a few weeks ago for our app that saves millions of hours for teachers. And let's see what it comes up with for a list of prospects to reach out to.
All right, let's do it.
So this is interesting. It started out with understanding who our user is or who our ICP is based off of what it learned from the website.
That's cool. Now, it's describing platform features here. Are all of those correct?
I don't know. It got rid of them.
It heard what we were saying. Oh, look at that.
All right. So it's done a scrape and it's found an initial list of 25 people that it's showing us out of 200,000 that it said it found. And it specifically targeted course creators, online educators, digital coaches, training managers.
Okay, interesting. I thought that I would have expected Outbond to include, teachers in there.
I'm also interested in that. But that being said, it does allow you to adjust the targeting criteria. So we can tell it, for example, to focus on education workers and please include principals, VPs, and other workers at school boards or secondary schools. Let's see what it does with that.
Let's see what it does. Yeah.
Information.
This is cool though, right? Like the fact that such a tool exists.
Yeah.
Even if it's not 100% precise, I think it can be a good start for a lot of people.
For sure. And the fact that it pulled all of this from our website, right? We didn't tell it what to do at all. We just gave it a link to the website. All right. So we found this prospect list and we're going to import these leads and see what happens. All right. So here we are. We've imported a list of 25 education workers we're going to use as our sample set. And it's given us some next steps that we can take, like, for example, enriching contact information or finding research angles to create personalized messages, and then creating sequences, so personalized email or LinkedIn DM sequences.
Our viewers on the video side of things might have noticed that we've hidden the name column. And so normally there would be a name column here, but because of the fact that this is public, that's we're redacting that. So under normal circumstances, I think we would go and pursue enriching the contact information and getting, exactly how do we reach out to them besides in a LinkedIn message. But for purposes of this episode, why don't we dive into the research angles? I'm curious what suggestions Outbond has for this.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So it came back with 2 recommended research angles. The first being around the school or district initiatives and their technology adoption, and the other being hiring activity and staffing changes. And it's asking us, which one do we want to start with? And we're saying, let's do both.
Let's do it. All right, Outbond. We're trusting you here to do some deep research on each of these individuals. This is pretty cool if it works. I mean, it basically has to go to 25 individual districts, 25 different locations, and do some research on those and try and understand. And I can see that it's using Perplexity for its research.
Oh yeah, look at the Perplexity icon there.
That's right.
Look at that. To your point, it's a lot of queries, right?
So we've been given 5 sample rows here, which makes sense. It probably doesn't want to munch all your credits without you confirming that, this is indeed the information that I want to see. It looked at school initiatives, and on 4 of the 5 rows, it found some key initiatives that are happening at the schools. It's created an outreach angle around that. And it's also found information on 3 of them about hiring activities. So recent job postings, even without explicit announcements, but it's created a summary telling us that, for example, our first example here is demonstrating steady hiring and ongoing faculty growth. So Very
Nice.
keyed in and specific information about each of the prospects that we're looking at here.
That's great. Yeah. This is certainly the kind of administrative hand cranking that I'm sure everybody wants to eliminate.
Yeah, absolutely. So just to wrap up here, we do have 3 different views. So we started off in the prospecting view. That's where we generated our initial list. The table view is where we've brought in the information. And we have files as well. So presumably we can generate CSVs or other files that we want to pull out from here. And maybe as a last step, we can generate an initial email for each of the 5 contacts at the top of the list.
Yeah, let's do it.
So we've told Outbond to generate an initial outreach email copy for each of the 5 enriched contacts at the top of the list. Let's see what happens.
I appreciate that the wrench is animated. That's
Definitely.
a nice little delighter.
After just a few seconds, we got a subject line message copy personalized to the person. And it's also told us what level of personalization it's created. So in our last example, it wasn't able to find much information specific to that educational institution. We only have medium level of personalization, right? It's personalized to this individual and their institution, but maybe not the recent news or, follow-up information that it had enriched our data with.
Yeah. No, that's neat. I can imagine again when you're playing the volume game where you're like, all right, you know what? I only want to send messages out to those where the personalization is high.
Mm-hmm. That's right. So overall, I would say here in less than 20 minutes, we've gotten a list of people within our ICP, and we've gotten personalized outreach, and we've created some message copy. And I wonder if we can just export this whole thing as a CSV. Look at that. We can download it.
That's awesome. And do a mail merge. Yeah, that's awesome. This is a game changer for a lot of businesses. I was going to say for small businesses, but I can see larger ones using this as well. It's really across the board that, there's now the possibility to have these kinds of very material efficiency gains for prospecting work. I think the challenge is going to be what's going to happen on the receiving end. Are we going to be just bombarded by all of these hyper-personalized emails, and then what? They all seem great, and we just don't have enough time to respond to them all. So that'll be interesting. The other thing that I'd be curious about that we didn't get to explore here is, it talked about, some European capabilities. I believe in the like Germany and Austria regions, they don't really use LinkedIn all that much. They use something called like Sing or Xing, like Xing. I don't know how you say it. So I'd be curious whether Outbond is able to scrape that. Nevertheless, I think for LinkedIn being a relatively de facto standard in North America, it's very powerful. Yeah. Thanks for showing us that.
Absolutely. And I agree with you. I mean, I think this is very much in the B2B SaaS world in North America is probably where you're going to find the most power out of this tool. But that's a big world.
It's a big world. Yes, lots of money in it. All right. Well, that was a great look through Outbond. I think it's a great tool that any company ought to have a look at.
Definitely intelligent, not artificial.
Yes, that's right. Good throwback.
And with that, that's all we got for you this week. Give us a like and a subscribe. Leave us a comment. Are there other AI tools that you'd like us to check out? Otherwise, you can follow us at PNC Podcast on all of the social media links.
All right. See you next time.
See you.